Shag, marry, kill. Ciabatta, sourdough, focaccia. Ingredient.
People can be allergic to it, right? Like people could have reactions to it.
Hating people. Do your own research. I just don't think you need to be worried about a wolf in your life. I think you're going to be all right. What's the weirdest food you've ever eaten? I ate whale. You're listening to the Pepper and Me podcast, Around the Dinner Table with Cherie, Cam and Lorne, where we chat all things food and business. Welcome back to the Pepper and Me podcast with Cherie and Lorne. You're here with just the two of us again today.
A-team.
Yeah, I know. We didn't really have anyone. Well, we've got a few people to chat with next week, which is quite exciting. So we've put some questions out to Insta today.
Yep.
So we should have some interesting content for you, hopefully.
Okay.
Should we start with our quick use?
I did some barbecue chicken tacos, and it's the first time I've done chicken thighs on the new smoky barbecue thing, and it was mean.
What did you do?
Like marinated in man rub, and then just like cooked them as you normally would in barbecue. But the smokiness was delicious, and I actually used like the little temperature probe thing and checked for temperature, so I didn't overcook them and make them dry, and they were delicious.
You know what?
So easy.
I saw someone doing something just like that. Mm-hmm. They mixed ranch seasoning with butter and basted the chicken with butter ranch every like 5-10 minutes. So like that juicy man rub chicken,
that'd
and
be
then
mean.
like.
It'd make a mess of the barbecue, but that'd be mean.
That'd be mean though.
Yeah.
Yum.
It was so good.
I haven't actually been out either, or...
We literally got takeaways 3 times last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
What sort of takeaways?
KFC one night, I think it was literally pizza one night, and then Rice Baby another night.
We went to Pizza Library last night. I've never been there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it the one that started in Rotorua?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. It's quite interesting. Everyone's always said it's like terrible, but... the kids, we drive past it every day, and they've always been like, can we go there one day? So we went there yesterday to celebrate Kit, his first week of school. And they did come out, and the bases are very thin, and they look exactly like cardboard, but I actually really liked it.
They're massive? Are they
You can order massive, medium, or small. No, I really liked it. I had the chicken and apricot one, and it was quite yummy. But it did look very cardboard vibe. If you don't like thin base, you'd hate it.
Right.
Yeah, and then... the only other, we had Kit's birthday party on Saturday, and Steph made the profiteroles and filled them with chocolate mousse and then dipped them in white chocolate. And that is maybe my favourite.
Maybe 6 of them.
Yeah, I think that's maybe my favourite sweet. It was like a dark chocolate mousse too, not even a milk chocolate. They're just the best sweet. Actually, I might need to make you get that recipe on the Pepper and Me Club. They're so good.
She nailed that.
Absolutely nailed them. And I did my sausage rolls. They're always good. Nothing really else of note.
No, you did hot dogs instead of saveloys.
Yeah, I couldn't get any saveloys at Gilmore, so we did American hot dogs, which is quite good because they're quite filling for the kids.
Yep.
And then I did chicken avocado and Yas Queen relish sandwiches for the adults.
They were good.
And then we had cake, and it was great. Easy party.
I saw the blow up bouncy castles, and I was sitting there, and I was just like, I wonder how much Sherie's paid for these, because that's such an easy business idea. Like, to buy one would not be that expensive.
Oh my gosh, we were talking about this the other week.
Really?
I've had 2 discussions about starting a bouncy castle business.
That's hilarious.
In the last month.
I was sitting there looking at them, and I'm like, I bet Sherie's paid like $500 each of them, because
I actually just borrowed them off my friend.
Oh, okay.
I spent literally nothing on that party.
All right.
But aesthetic bouncy castles.
Yes.
So just white or peach.
Oh, yeah.
And then you do like...
rent them out to blooming weddings or something stupid.
Yes.
Oh,
and
my
then
goodness.
like the same, like that plain aesthetic pastel vibe balloon like garlands and stuff. Yeah. And so I looked on it on AliExpress and they're quite cheap to buy, but you can buy the whole setup in that neutral colour. So you can get like peach foam, those blocks they have at Tumble Time, there's like bright yellow, blue and red. You can get those, but all in the aesthetic, the balls that go in the ball pit.
Yeah.
Or like peach, silver and
or
white.
Like mild sort of like calming tones.
I've been quite far down this business idea.
Okay.
In Papamoa, there are 4 people renting out bouncy castles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we're a little bit late to the party.
We're a bit late to the party, but then I started thinking, like, what else could you rent to a kid's birthday party? Like one of those like jumping things, that down the beach.
The big trailers. Yeah, that'll fit in your backyard.
Yeah.
Make a crane, hang it over the fence.
We should just work as business ideas.
We should.
And then other people would do it and give us, and then we just take 10%.
Don't even take 10%, take like 2%. But yeah.
So someone made a note on our TikTok because we've got a new TikTok account for the podcast.
Yeah, go follow us around the dinner table on TikTok.
Yep.
It's actually gone pretty well. We've had some really good views on some videos.
Yeah, we only got 800 followers, but then they're just getting great views.
We got like 80,000 views on the one about you talking about the top 5 restaurants in Auckland, because everyone reckons that your top 5 is crap and you've missed a lot of good restaurants off the top 5.
Oh, yeah, I probably have, but then how can you fit them all in? And the interesting thing about Bivico is that a lot of people were saying that was shit. But I went within an opening of a few weeks of it opening, so it may have gone on a quickly downhill slide since then. Yeah. And I haven't been in Auckland for months, so I wouldn't know. But I did love Onslow. I thought it was incredible.
So yeah, if you go and follow the TikTok, you might get some old content because we're finally uploading all the clips there from the last 20 episodes.
Yeah, so you just get all the funny bits of the podcast.
It's the funniest stuff. It's the best stuff.
It's the best stuff, yeah.
It is really.
Cut to the shorts. So someone said to cancel Cameo creams.
Oh.
Which has just sparked
Are they the kind of TikTok Tim Tam shaped ones?
Yeah, but they're not coated in chocolate.
No,
it's like a oval shape with like an old frilly out edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Ella just said, it's just like a terrible Oreo.
Yeah.
And this has just sparked an office discussion of biscuits.
What's your favourite biscuit?
Well, I like a double coat Tim Tam, or I think I talked about the shortbread from Pack and Save. The shortbread, the chocolate shortbread from Pack and Save is very good. Yeah, it depends what mood I'm in, really. I don't really fuss an Oreo.
We've probably gone through 3 packets of double stuffed Oreos a week since we found them like a couple of months ago.
Oh, I've never seen the double stuffed Oreo, but that Nutella cream biscuit.
Yes.
Is proper out the gate. But there's some terrible biscuits also.
Yes.
Like a lemon cream.
Yes.
We used to get Swiss creams when we were a kid. Mum always bought Swiss creams.
And like it's easy. You get like those like sampler packs, and it's like 90% of them is left over to go stale because you just eat the good ones.
Yeah, Grandma always has those. Like that's such a Grandma thing to have a biscuit sampler.
Little sampler tin.
Yeah, in a tin.
In a tin.
Yeah.
It's actually what is it?
Fins.
It's a sewing tin full of biscuits.
Yeah. Biscuits have come a long way.
Yeah.
A long way since
Tell me more.
then. Well, you wouldn't go and buy a pack of Cameo creams, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
Or a lemon cream.
You'd be doing Tim Tams, or you'd be doing Mallow Puffs, or you'd be doing toffee pops or something.
And you know what's even better than a Mallow Puff is a mini Mallow Puff. Those bite-sized ones.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Cameo creams has been put on the table to cancel. I'd go lemon cream is worse. What do you think's the worst biscuit?
I actually don't even know. I don't eat that many biscuits.
Well, no, probably, yeah, just your double stuffed Oreos.
Yeah, although there's this new one that comes in the little like packet, not the what would you call the packet? Like a bag. And they're super thin and they're crunchy. I think they're called like vanilla crunches. I'm gonna have to send a thing to Adrian and like edit in like a picture of them, but they're delicious.
Vanilla crunch. I love a super wine biscuit with butter and Vegemite.
I was about to say butter and marmite.
Yeah,
that takes me back to
childhood
like post-school days.
Favourite, and that's that sweet and savoury, and that's why I like Vegemite on pancakes so much. It tastes the same. Get that same vanilla flavour.
Yep.
With butter and Vegemite, that's my favourite. Well, it's sweet savoury combo, isn't it? Anyway, have you got anything to cancel?
No, I haven't got anything to cancel, but I did want to ask if you had heard about the glitter conspiracy. No. So going around the internet at the moment is this whole conspiracy about where the world's glitter goes to, because it's like 80% of the world's glitter goes to like some industry that they can't tell us what it is.
Oh, I did see something about that.
Yeah, it's real interesting. You should go and dig a bit deeper on that.
Where do you think it goes?
Well, everyone reckons it goes into toothpaste. Or boat paint. But it can't be true. Can't be true. It has to be something like government if they're being so secretive about it. So,
what does the government need glitter for?
I don't know.
That's a bit cooked. Like, it's pretty wild. Yeah.
And there's this like documentary. This like the New York Times or something started investigating into it, and they published like an article on it, and they literally got shut down by like Glitter X, which is the biggest glitter. They're like, no, we can't talk to you.
Oh.
It's pretty intense. It's pretty wild.
Wow.
Anyway, that's unfood related, but it's kind of topical.
Did you hear about the killer bees conspiracy?
What?
I heard
Like
this
the gang?
No, the actual bees. Like, do you
bees.
remember being scared of killer bees when you were a kid?
No.
Don't you?
No.
I do.
Okay.
Killer bees, it's a thing. And it was when it was in Texas, they brought some bees over from Africa to breed with the honeybees to give them a bit more oomph, a bit more aggression to pollinate the flowers a bit faster.
Live a bit longer.
And then someone in the newspaper, I can't remember the name, whoever was running a newspaper, there was no news in the town, so he was just publishing all sorts of like wild, all these like wild, untrue things to get people reading the newspaper. And he said that, he like made this big conspiracy about like literally killer bees like killing humans. They were going to take over the world in like a matter of 3 years or something. And it's always been called, that's where killer bees came from. But they were just normal honeybees, just a little bit
stronger,
zhuzhed up to try and increase the pollination of the world. But then they began to die out anyway because it wasn't hot enough. Because they're from Africa. They're African bees.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it would take 128 bees stinging you all at the same time for you to die.
Did you have to research this? No. Is this one of like your scary, like your unfounded like fears?
Conspiracy?
Yeah.
No, but I do remember that. I was literally just thinking about this. You know, when you're a kid and you think that things are going to be a big issue for you in life?
Yes.
Like quicksand? You really thought it was going to be a big problem in my life. And
you research how to get out of quicksand?
Yeah,
Not once have I ever come across quicksand.
Killer bees. And for my kids, it's wolves. And like, it's never been a wolf for me, but every day kids ask me questions about wolves.
To try and make sure.
And Pepper's always been scared of wolves. Yeah. And I guess if you think of a lot of like kids' movies, they do use a wolf as the
sort of
bad guy.
Scary thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So we were arguing about yesterday, kids like, well, wolves are bigger than dogs. And I was like, no, they're not. And he's like, well, they're in the dog. Just going back and forth, back and forth. I was like, I just don't think you need to be worried about a wolf in your life. I think you're going to be all right. I think you'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like snakes and like spiders and stuff like that, but it's just a step further.
Yeah. The quicksand one was funny though. That was on a meme and I was like, I just relate to that so much. I really just was so worried about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a trend or like I've just been thinking about it lately because I've been following these people called Humble Crumble. Mm-hmm. I don't know if have I talked about it before. They do, like, they sell crumbles, and it's basically you get a bowl and you get custard, a nice big bowl of custard, and then you can choose your fruits and your crumble toppings. Uh-huh. So it's like a crumble bar, and you might get like vanilla custard, stewed peaches, and then like a walnut crumble on top or whatever, and then you sort of go away and eat it. They're doing it at the Polar ice cream shop here in town, and we had a crumble on a custard the other day, and it was great. And I just think that might really come back.
I like that.
I love that for a little food truck idea.
Yeah.
I think that's great. You just have maybe one custard, a couple of fruits, a couple of crumbles, and vanilla ice cream.
Topping or something.
And you just go along the line. I'd be like, bang, bang, business idea.
That boom. And
I reckon that would go in winter.
Yep.
Oh.
Sort of warm me up. Where would you?
Yeah,
I guess there's a few places in Tauranga that you can
markets.
I saw something similar on TikTok going around ages ago, and it was at a wedding, at in between the ceremony and the reception, at like little canapes sort of area. They had a mashed potato bar. Ah, it was the same thing as you just said, but they were serving mashed potato and toppings.
Yes.
So I guess you could do like mashed potato,
yeah,
crispy bacon, and like some sort of sauce, or
cheese sauce. You could have like a jalapeno cheese sauce. You could have cheddar cheese, bacon bits, onions, salsas. Yeah, yum. That'd be nice on a jacket potato rather than a loaded mash.
Yeah, but I guess
loaded mash is easier.
Easier because you could literally just do packet mash.
I was just thinking that. I wonder if they use packet mash.
They probably do.
Mashed potato bar.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like that. That's not for me.
I don't think I'd buy it either.
Yeah.
And why, like at a wedding?
Yeah. No good.
Anyway.
Cancel that. But crumbles are coming back.
All right.
I think that would be my prediction as a...
So does that mean we have to bring back our crumbles? crumble toppers?
Oh, well, we'll keep those ones in the pocket. We'll bring them back at some point, the crumble toppers.
Right.
On my plate, yeah, that's about it, really.
Really?
I was just going to say, I've just been cooking heaps of the Pepper and Me Club meals. So I've actually done about 20 in the last 2 weeks.
Couple days, yeah.
And just reshooting them, revisiting old favourites, and then making them into videos. Because there are some good recipes back there that just... Because we do new recipes.
Did you do the butter chicken yesterday?
Yes, I did the butter chicken.
So good.
I did the butter chicken. I did the kitchen sink cookies, which are spectacular. So you basically make a cookie dough and then you add in, I think it's 3 cups of mixes, oats, coconut, white chocolate, dark chocolate chunks, pretzels,
All the
potato
random stuff
chips,
that's left
nuts, in everything but the kitchen sink, and the salty sweet in those cookies is spectacular. So I've made a video for that. That'll be up in the next few weeks. I'm just banking up all my content.
Burnt them as well, didn't you?
No, perfect. Golden.
Golden. A little bit over.
Yeah, well, I did cook some on the bottom shelf of the oven, but they were pretty good. I did the baked beef tacos because Jess has given me a list of the top favoured Pepper Me Club meals, and the baked beef chicken and baked chicken tacos are up the top.
Yep.
I cooked them. I didn't like them.
Oh, interesting.
It had cream cheese in the mince, so it was kind of American vibe. It had blow my coals and get lit, so very American flavours. It wasn't not a Mexican taco.
Not a Mexican taco, but it is probably a good family-friendly taco.
Very family-friendly, yeah.
Real, and probably, was it real easy?
Yeah, super easy. You just cook up the mince, add cream cheese, add some barbecue sauce, add tomatoes and beans.
And taco shells?
Fill the taco shells, bake them in the oven.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool.
It is quite cool. Well, it's obviously a favourite.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I did not like it. Interested if everyone else likes it. Well, they must do because they're making it all the time.
Yeah.
And I made the spring roll bowl, which Jess is a big fan of, it's actually quite cool. It's like all the stuff from a spring roll, but stir-fried.
And the noodles?
Yeah, and the noodles and the thing, which reminded me of one of my worst ever childhood meals. And I couldn't even eat it. It was not for me. That is not for me. Luke's like, oh, this dish looks great. I was like, oh, absolutely not.
I know what you're going to say.
So my worst ever childhood meal, minced chow mein. Minced chow mein.
Cabbage in there.
Oh,
you know what's real funny?
Worse.
Literally probably one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's your favourite childhood meal.
I used to love that with a whole stack of soy sauce and
Weird, eh? And I'm still damaged from it, clearly, because I wouldn't even try the spring roll bowl.
I'm still damaged from corned beef.
Yeah, that's your worst ever meal, the corned beef with the sauce. You still hate it, don't you? Do you remember what we used to have on Friday nights and Sunday nights? It's this mum's specialty, GYO. Signature
Calling
dish.
out mum for making us fend for ourselves and eat leftovers
Dinner
from the fridge.
on Sunday night was always get your own. GYO.
GYO.
Yeah.
Having a 5-star course of GYO tonight.
Yeah, I quite like that. I'd quite like a sandwich for dinner.
Yeah.
We always talk about the minced burritos being our favourite, but the bacon carbonara, it's not carbonara because it was definitely like 3 cups of cream in there, but that was my favourite. So what was your favourite besides minced burritos?
Oh, I don't even know. I feel like lasagna was always one of those family staples that I'd always go back for more.
Meatloaf.
Oh, meatloaf.
Yeah,
yes.
you loved the meatloaf with the,
and you had
the
to have the end piece.
Yeah, it was fight over the end piece of meatloaf.
I do love a good meatloaf.
Mum used to make this cob loaf dip for parties.
Oh yes,
and it was like a curried cheese cob. Yeah, it was spinach and but curried flavours, and that was so good. I've tried to recreate that a few times. I've not quite got it.
That's so random. You show up with a flippin' whole circle of bread and it's got dip in the middle of it.
Yeah,
so
and the cauliflower, you should serve it with cauliflower, but carrot sticks in the middle of the bread. Oh, I could eat a whole loaf. Yeah, so yum. That's one of my favourite old schools.
That's taken me back.
How about how Threads is literally the worst app ever made?
Oh, we talked about that last week.
Have you been back on?
I did go just to give you shit on there and comment on your
I've not even seen it. Yeah, I tried. I'm done. Yeah. It is absolutely we cancelled it last week, didn't it?
But it's gonna come back because Elon Musk is ruining Twitter daily. He's renamed it to X.
I saw that. But no one uses it anyway. No one that I know.
Surprised. You'd be surprised.
The best thing I saw on Threads the whole time I was on there was Rose's dining table. She worked across the road.
Yep.
And she put up a thing, and it was shag, marry, kill. Ciabatta, sourdough, or focaccia. And all I could comment was, OMG. You can't... pick between those three things. It's really like stuck with me. Focaccia,
I like this yarn.
sourdough, or ciabatta. Shag, marry, kill.
I feel like you would have to shag maybe focaccia, marry ciabatta, and kill sourdough.
I'd kill the sourdough and then I'd probably shag the ciabatta and marry the focaccia would be mine. I do love ciabatta though, like a fresh ciabatta.
Yeah. So versatile.
It's such a good bread. It's such a good bread.
Perfect wife material.
I know. So that's got me thinking of other things that would be hard.
Yep. Have you got some more?
Yeah.
I've got some. You go.
2-minute noodles, pasta snack, Nutri-Grain.
Oh, what? Okay, shag Nutri-Grain. I think
Nutri-Grain's got more sex appeal than the others, I'd say.
you'd have to marry the 2-minute noodles and kill the pasta. No, yeah, marry.
Quickly, good games.
Yeah, go on, marry the pasta snack.
You're gonna marry the.
Well, okay. When you say 2-minute noodles, all I think of is like the Maggi 2-minute noodles in a cup. If you said mee goreng in there,
I was gonna say ramen.
My decision would change.
Okay.
And I'd kill the pasta snack.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. Whittaker's 33% milk 5-roll refine, Blondie, and the dark almond blocks.
Get rid of the dark almond.
Kill.
Yeah. Marry the Whittaker's 5-rolled.
Yeah, 5-roll refine.
And then what was the last one?
Blondie.
Was it shag
Blondie?
Blondie. Okay. Would you
kill the Blondie, shag the dark almond, marry the 33% milk roll 5 refine? Yeah, he's a good chocolate but I do love a dark chocolate.
Okay, here we go. Smash burger tacos, smoothie bowls, and Wheat Bix.
Oh, I hate all of those. Oh, well, I'd kill the tacos. Oh, no, I don't know. What is it?
Smash, marry, kill. Smash burger tacos, smoothie bowls, and Wheat Bix.
Okay, I'm going to kill the smoothie bowl.
Okay.
I'm going to shag the Wheat Bix because it's all sloppy. like a nice big old Wheat Bix bar. And then you have to marry the
smash burger
taco.
Okay.
I've done worse things in my life. Oh, that's horrible. Okay, man grind, dude ranch, fish oil. Shag, marry, kill.
You go first. Man grind, dude ranch, sesh oil.
I'd have to.
I'd kill dude ranch.
That is a hard. Those are my top 3 favourite products. But I couldn't live without man grind and sesh oil, so I'd have to marry man grind, shag sesh oil, and kill dude ranch. You'd have to, eh?
Yeah. I don't think you could do anything else.
No. Have you got any more?
Okay, we've got ham cheese croissant. We've got a fresh wood-fired pizza and sizzling beef from Barilla dumplings.
Oh, where's the ham and cheese croissant from?
From your favourite place.
I would marry the ham cheese croissant. That is probably my top number 1 favourite food, possibly, from Pocket Bakery. Mm-hmm. Well, no, he doesn't do the stuffed ones.
No, you want the one that's rolled in.
Yeah, well, I like them just as good because if you get those croissants 2 minutes out of the oven from Pocket Bakery, they are insane.
The ones from across
Elspeth,
Elspeth,
Eddie and Elspeth with the stuffed with the ham and cheese inside. I'd have to marry that. Shag the pizza and kill the sizzling beef. Oh. Yes. Okay. Sizzling beef was always Shannon's favourite. My favourite is the dumplings.
Just the dumplings?
Pork and chive fried dumplings from Barilla Dumpling.
That would have close changed your answer though. Okay.
Right, we're going to move on to our topic of discussion today.
I've got another thing that we can do before that.
Oh yeah.
What's your favourite burger?
And then, in the world?
Yeah, how would you, if you were going to make your favourite burger, what would you make?
So I switched between the very simple fried chicken burger, which is a fried chicken, and I used to like it with burger sauce, but now I like it with mayo on the bottom and sesh oil on the top.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, and it has to be the Freya's brioche bun, which is what Palace Burger and stuff uses.
Yep.
So, Freya's brioche bun, mayo, Iceberg.
Toast the buns?
No, you actually put a little bit of mayo on them and you put them
face down
in the pan, just to
yep.
warm through a little bit. Yep. Don't grill them, they go crispy.
And brioche falls apart when it's crispy.
Yeah. Back up. Okay. Mayo, shredded iceberg lettuce, thinly shredded. Don't put a whole leaf on there.
No.
1 chicken thigh, perfectly crispy fried, sun-fried.
Fry, eh?
2 slices of Bega burger cheese, 4 pickles, and a sprinkling of red onion, optional, and then either jalapenos or some sesh oil on the top.
Nice.
Squish down, eat it. That's my favourite chicken burger. And then my favourite cheeseburger is pretty much the same, but same buns. The burger sauce.
Yep.
So like mayo, mustard, ketchup, pickles, onions mixed together. Bottom, just patty, pickles, onion, sauce top. That's a cheeseburger.
Good.
They do that exactly at Palace Burger.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I rate both of them. I always remember growing up, it was like this big thing when Dad would be doing burgers on the barbecue. And it was like this whole spread of stuff.
Yeah.
And you'd have like, there'd be beetroot, there'd be tomato, there'd
fried
be
eggs.
lettuce, there'd be fried eggs. I was going to get to that. And I'm like, this whole thing. Because I don't like lettuce on my burgers. I'm not like the shredded lettuce on the chicken burger, but if I'm making like a beef burger, I'm kind of like, what? No, why?
Yeah, we've really evolved from burgers having 15 ingredients to
simple,
back
good.
to 1 ingredient or 2 ingredients. Yeah. But yeah, I remember that, and there was always like non-negotiables, like you had to have lettuce on the burger.
Yeah.
Because Dad used to own a burger bar.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big juicy burger patties. The smash burger has really taken over the world. Yeah, I wouldn't go beetroot. I certainly wouldn't go egg. Tomatoes even a no.
I'll do tomatoes, but I'd prefer like pickles or something over top of it.
Pickle. So we want to talk about MSG because I don't think we've talked about it on podcast before.
No, you've talked about it on other stuff before. But
I've talked about it on other stuff, but I think we need a refresh. And I did see the other day that 2 other rub places who have always been MSG free as well have now started doing MSG based seasonings as well, in addition to their range. I think it was Raptor Rubs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I just saw it at Gilmore's and it was, a couple of new umami flavours and MSG main ingredient. And I think that's great. It adds to our winning the battle of MSG being not demonised anymore.
It's like butter was like years ago, right? Because everyone hated butter like 20 years ago.
Yes.
Didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And so this year apparently salt's been demonised again. But salt, they reckon you could save 7 million lives a year if you cut back on salt or some absolute rubbish like that. But MSG, they've written an article. I'll just sort of read over what the bits of the article say. It's very stigmatised, but the stigma came from a letter that a doctor wrote a letter to the editor, which was published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 1968. A doctor described a strange syndrome whenever I have eaten out in a Chinese restaurant. That mysterious illness caused numbness, weakness, and heart palpitations. He mused that cooking wine, MSG, or too much salt may be the culprit. The letter contained no actual research, but it stuck. The public pinned the blame on MSG, and the term Chinese restaurant syndrome entered the popular lexicon. I don't know what that means.
Language.
Oh, is it?
Well, yeah, I guess it's like a word, like a dialect or something like that, similar.
Right, so it's combining a fear of food additives and a long history of anti-Asian xenophobia in the United States, right at that peak time when that was really, where it was really rising. This so-called syndrome turned monosodium glutamate into a boogeyman, and it did. It 100% did, and everyone latched onto that and used it as an excuse for racism, and that's where it came from. And so all myths have been debunked about MSG being bad for you, but because so many people live with that assumption, most people you'd ask on the street, MSG, bad. The immediate connotation's there. Yep. So brands like Maggi, who had always used MSG, went MSG free. And we proudly claim MSG free on our packaging. Yep. And so when we started Peppermint, I did the same. I'm like, right, we won't use MSG. And then you learn more and more about it. The first time I saw it, it was the Lucky Lucky Noodle, this was ages ago, 6 years ago, and he had it in a shaker on his food truck, MSG in a shaker. I was like, that's crazy. And then you start learning more, finding out more. I'm like, oh my God, this is a great ingredient.
People can be allergic to it, right? Like people could have reactions to it.
So MSG, it is a completely natural substance. It occurs in foods like ripe tomatoes, aged cheeses, fish, mushrooms, and seaweed. It's in those things. So if you're having a reaction to MSG, you will be having the same reaction to those other things.
Should be, right.
Yeah. So yes, you can, but then you're also going to have a problem with all those other things. It's produced by fermenting starch, sugar beets, sugarcane, or molasses. It contains no gluten, even though it's called monosodium glutamate. So yeah, you'll literally find it in a tomato.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's such a I'm so firm on that belief because it's just such a bad connotation.
And we sell it in a little bag.
Yeah, we sell it. Well, the first things for us to do was to take the MSG-free thing off our packaging because everyone is putting MSG-free on their packaging.
Creates more of that stigma.
It creates more of the stigma. And then that just feeds into it, makes it worse and worse when people see it. Like, we still get phone calls from people like, I can't believe you've put that in your product. So the best we can do is to keep educating people, do your own research. But I just read an article recently about, so when this thing about salts come out, salt being a big killer, the answer to that is MSG. So it contains 1/3 of the salt of salt.
But probably like 10 times the flavour or something.
Yeah, and way more flavour. Yeah. So if you want to cutting back on salt,
use some MSG.
MSG has been largely researched for its potential use in low sodium food. NaCl, which is also known as table salt, directly adds sodium to your diet. Adding MSG largely enhances the flavour of the food without adding as much sodium.
Should we do a man grind with the MSG base?
Should we? Yeah. The other thing is you could also, it may also help with weight loss because the ingredient MSG increases meal satisfaction even with less food. So say you're having a bowl of soup.
Yes.
You add MSG to it, you're going to get those taste buds are going to get watering, you're going to get that umami flavour, you're going to get that satisfaction out of your food.
Which might stop you going for the 10th piece of garlic bread to dip in your soup.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Isn't that cool? This is all like...
Is it carbs? Is it like... It must be, right? It must be not much though. In terms of like keto and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't even... We wouldn't even touch the sides of that, yeah. Interesting, eh?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Shall we see if there's any other questions on the...
See if anything else has popped up.
Have you got anything else on your...
This, as usual, this podcast is sponsored by Pepper and Me. Use the code SHREESUCKS, but instead of SUCKS, it's now SUX.
Oh, is it still Cherie Sucks?
Yeah.
I thought it was...
No, I've just changed it to Cherie SUX instead of SUCKS because the discount code popped up on all of those discount sites and we were like pretty sure that we were giving orders away to people that didn't even know that the discount code came from the podcast. So we want to keep the discount for podcast listeners. So we might change it even more often. We'll see.
Yeah.
Cherie Sucks, 10% off, and you essentially go in the draw to win your order refunded. That's me.
Someone wants to know your baby name.
My baby name?
Yeah.
Like...
What is Lorne's baby name?
Like the name of my new baby?
I don't know, I just read the question as is, what is Lorne's baby name?
Our baby's name's Marley, and I don't know, ask my parent, what's your baby name?
Lunchbox snacks from back in the day that you wish you could bring back.
Oh, I would probably thrive off, they probably still have them, but those fruit roll-ups.
Fruit roll-up, yeah. I think they actually have just bring them back because they've been... Okay. I saw them in the American Sweets pit in the mall. Do you remember a Dunkaroo?
Oh my goodness.
A little bicky with the
Yes,
chopped
little
dip.
like almost Nutella-y dip kind of thing.
That was a wee treat.
Oh, actually, you've had Lee snacks at your house every now and then, and I thrive off a Lee snack.
You know, they've stopped making them, eh?
Have they?
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah, that's actually a big loss to
It is.
the I can't, but like, how can you just, like, a Lee snack be in every single supermarket in the world? Like, why would you get rid of them? That's quite controversial. We should dig into that. Favourite barbecue food? Mine's probably
Ribs.
Doug Jarvis sausage. The porchetta, I reckon.
Porchetta, ribs.
Does working together ever cause tension between you guys? No.
Pretty good.
Not really, eh? I don't think it ever has.
I think it almost gives me this like innate ability to just go like, yeah, it's just Cherie.
Yeah. We're not really like people who bite anyway, though.
No, we're
both pretty chill
against confrontation. You know what I said to Hayley the other day though? I was like, we should actually hang out with Cherie and the kids on the weekend one day because we spend so much time and force ourselves to not talk about work.
Yeah, we do. Well, when we see mum and dad, I guess we do. But yeah. I saw Marley on the weekend. I was like, I haven't seen Marley in like 6 weeks.
Probably like twice since he was born.
Yeah, I love seeing Abel though. I was seeing Abel every day at preschool. So
he's crack up at the moment.
He's so funny. He is a crack up, man. He is so funny. Who's your favourite podcaster at the moment?
To listen to?
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Like totally unrelated to food, but we listen to there's these YouTubers, Matt and Abby, and they're on TikTok and stuff. It's called the Unplanned Podcast. Listen to them.
Oh yeah.
I know. I'm like a big YouTube sort of person, so I watch heaps of that sort of vlog stuff.
I listen to them in the car, and I've usually got the kids in there, so I have to be really careful about what I listen to.
You know what I used to love? Those conspiracy guys.
Yeah.
They go deep. But
their
podcast episodes are now like 7 hours long, and I just
my
get sick
gosh,
of it.
that's too much.
Yep.
I just listened to a really serious one, but it was actually quite good. It's probably worth mentioning it. It was called. How do I find what I was listening to? Podcast shows.
Have you seen the Barbie movie?
Not yet.
You gonna go see it?
I heard that it's not for kids. Yeah, I'll definitely go see it. It sounds amazing.
Are you gonna have more kids?
No. Oh my god.
But what if Hard Eye's like, you know?
No, he's had the snip. It's great.
Oh, has he? Oh, okay.
Absolutely not for me. Having more kids, that's wild.
Curious,
I'm 34, man. I'm gonna be a grandma soon.
I can't
find this, but I really want to find it. It's Hannah's story. So it's the story of the woman and her 3 children, and the dad murdered them.
Oh.
Yeah, and she'd left him. It was a sort of domestic violence, but it wasn't physical violence. It was coercive control, and she left him, and then 2 weeks later he murdered them all. And it sounds quite horrific, and it took up a lot of my mental space. I really struggled, but I think it's quite important for a lot of. I think if everyone could listen to it, it'd be great, because to know those unhealthy signs of coercive control would be good for people to be able to identify.
Yeah.
And it sort of interviews all her friends and all the red flags that were there, and her parents on most of the episodes, because they were obviously all these things that they saw as well. And then
so wild, that stuff, like, I just don't associate that stuff with happening in New Zealand.
No.
Which it obviously does. But like all of those sort of like true crime documentaries and all that sort of stuff, I'm like, it's just an American thing. It's just an American thing. But like,
yeah, no, that's pretty close to home. And I think it was in Brisbane. Brisbane. It'd have to be one of the most horrific acts of domestic violence, like, in history. But yeah, very informative, I think, for everyone to listen to and take something away from if you've got the mental space to do it. If you don't, then don't, because that actually wiped me out mentally. I quite like some of Dom Harvey's ones.
Oh yeah,
The Runners Only.
What about John Key's son? You listen to?
I haven't listened to it. No.
Keyed Up, I haven't listened either.
No, people don't like him, eh? I actually think he's, well, I don't know him, but yeah, you get a different side of him when the podcast that he did with Dom Harvey.
Yes.
It was an amazing one that Dom did with JJ.
Yes.
That was incredible podcast.
Interesting.
Good, like, that's
dynamic.
interesting. Yeah, maybe we should get Shannon on the podcast. God, people would tune in for that.
Yeah. Yep.
What are you looking forward to in the future for Pepper and me?
I think Australia still has to be on the cards.
Yeah,
it's just
struggling with that at the moment.
We're just going like around in circles, and it's like we have this like bolt of energy, and then we do a whole bunch, and then we fall flat, and then we're like, too many roadblocks. It's
quite a scary thing to take on Australia, and it's not really the right time in the world or
timing. But then it's like also at the same time, does that mean other businesses aren't taking risks? And then if we're taking a risk, does that pay off? It's so hard to know. So many things. Yeah.
I don't know. What am I most looking forward to? Yeah, no, nothing real. Nothing's like sort of
bouncy castles.
Bouncy castles. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to my Italy trip. I'm definitely trying to be doing a bit more, getting into like the travel and food. I don't know if it's influencing, but like just.
I guess it is a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Just being part of. It's all part of our motto to connect people with food. That's our motto, and it's all part of that. But it's just slightly like taking that angle on it. So, cooking videos, and then eating videos, and then travel eating videos. Yeah,
makes sense.
That's probably most of them. What's the weirdest food you've ever eaten? I ate whale.
What?
Yeah, no. In Norway?
Random.
Yeah, in reindeer. Yeah, you're not supposed to do it, obviously. This was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But you just can buy a little steak.
Wow.
And the owners of the boat were like, well, we better have a look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just cooked up like one piece of whale from the freezer.
So, do you eat kangaroo in Australia?
Yeah, I've had kangaroo. Crocodile's quite yummy. I've done, the reindeer was good. That's just kind of like venison.
Odd.
Yeah, herring. I've got some mod stuff for us to try, actually. We'll do a video. Eating video.
All right, we'll leave it there.
All right,
thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to the Pepper and Me podcast, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the products that we're talking about, you'll find us at pepperandme.co.nz.